Hey, this is Lucky Robin, and I'm going to give you a complete tour of the homestead. Frank Johnson asked if I had one, and I don't actually, so I figured I could make one. This is only my second day out walking after my back injury, so hopefully it won't be too shaky. Anyway, this is the front yard area, and this pretty much was a section we allowed to lie fallow this year. Got a lot of bushes that flower throughout the year and then have a very beautiful leaves and berries and plumes in the fall and winter, so that the yard still looks pretty attractive even when things are kind of dead. That's a burning bush there. This is zebra grass and it's pluming out. Alright, this is the garden bed in the front. This is 24 feet long and 8 feet wide. Not 8 feet, 4 feet wide. It's a mix of herbs and vegetables and berries and flowers. We plant a lot of flowers because it brings the pollinators in. And you can see we've got peppers next to artichokes, next to tomatoes that aren't doing so well. Lavender. This one we allowed to flower and to go to seed. I don't know if we'll get anything out of here. Artichokes. I'm not sure. We always buy a plant, so I'm not sure how the seed formation goes there. This is a stand of phlox. This is lemon balm. It'll come back next year. And then that's all flowers along the edge there. And the Japanese lanterns. These are comfrey. 1 and 2 stands of comfrey. Some more peppers. This is cayenne. And strawberries with a lot of horsetail. We really gotta... Oh, don't think I don't see you, Mr. Squirrel, because I totally do. Don't you be digging your peanuts into my garden. I'm always finding peanuts in the garden. And it's got to be from someone else's feeder or something. But anyway, there's strawberries through half of this bed about. Oh, we're still getting some. You can see this one down there. This section is mostly flowers, but we pulled out a lot of stuff, and we're just waiting now. We cut back the yellow roses. The pink ones are still blooming, and I'm not saving rose hips from up front this year. I'm just saving the ones that grow up the apple tree in the backyard. Here is the valerian and other flowers, wildflower flowers. This is mostly bee habitat and butterfly habitat. Isn't this a beautiful color? This is turned. It'll get even darker red as the fall progresses. And then this whole section along this side of the house. So you see, the winter berries. This is winter interest. These will be beautiful, and they'll feed the wild birds. This is a stand of poppies and other wildflowers. These are full of poppy seeds, and they will come back next year. We'll clear it out, but not for another month or so. But we leave this part wild here as habitat for the butterflies. There's milk thistle and a few other things in here. But we left it this way this year, partially as a way of lying fallow and partially as pollinator habitat. The year before we planted green beans, corn, and squash along here. And we planted potatoes along here the year before. We let the birds come into this section about once a month we open it up for a week, and they come in here and they get fresh greens, and then we close it off again so the weeds can grow back. It's just gives them a little extra foraging. Alright, so as we go along this other side of the house, we've got a lot of lilies, and then in this area, that's pretty wild. We allow dock and dandelions and sage, plantain, that's one of the other ones. That's a patch of oregano down there mixed in with the clover, and there is also some thyme and some sage in here. This area also tends to be used as a staging area. We don't plant in this area very much because if we water here, the basement floods. Alright, so we're coming to the main garden. Here's the hydrangea. It's been cut back for the year, and the blackberry canes, which have also been cut back for the year. And of course, the raised beds. We're still getting quite a bit from them. Our fall planting is doing very well. So yeah, if you watch the garden videos, you know what's in this section in the garden. This is the raspberry patch along here. And this whole section here is dead and needs to be taken care of. These canes need to be cut out. We didn't get a lot of water this summer, so it's not been the greatest. Plum tree is right there. So I don't know what the square footage is of all of these beds, but we get quite a lot out of them. Well, I'm back here. I'm going to show you my onion braids. Got a red one and a yellow one, and then of course the rest of the onions are in that box. They didn't have stems that were long enough to braid. Alright, so now we'll go back to the back. It's the end of the day, so the duck waters are filthy. That is a fact of owning ducks. It just happens. But they do get it cleaned and rinsed a couple times a day. We've got to still muck this out for the day, so it's kind of messy with them. I have to clean out the nesting boxes. But this is our duck coop. It's pretty small. We only have the 7 ducks, and they only sleep in here. They're out the rest of the day. So, you guys are noisy. So anyway, let's see if I can get a good view of the duck yard. So this is their pool. Again, it's filthy, but it'll get rinsed out and fill with fresh water tonight. That gets dumped once a day, and then their drinking water gets dumped. Or they have fresh water in the morning, and then gets dumped once in the afternoon, and then once in the early evening. So, so that they always have access to fresh water, or relatively fresh, because they dirty it within 20 minutes. Hey, miss. Alright, so here's my ducks in a row. Alright, over here is the turkey pen, or what was originally the turkey pen before we let the turkeys out to free range, and where we put them when we need them to not be in the way when we're doing things. And right now it's temporarily housing an injured chicken during the day so she can be outside and get a little exercise without being picked on. There's like gutter garden on the sides. It didn't work very well this year. It was an experiment. Alright, so I honestly don't know the current number of chickens we own right now. I think it's 13 or 14. There's Mr. George, our Royal Palm turkey. This area is a disaster. We're working on cleaning it up. But this is just our garage pad where a lot of things get stored. Hello, Mr. George. Hello, girls. So, there's the injured girl. There she is. She's still limping quite a bit. But, and she keeps that leg up and it's kind of twisted. So I don't know that it'll ever heal straight, but she can walk and she's doing fairly well. And she goes into the garage at night and she sleeps in a cage by herself on a big bed of straw. So she gets better each day. Hey, Mr. George. Alright, the turkey coop itself, we only have the 2 turkeys, George and Gina. Where's Miss Gina, huh? I need to go this way, Mr. George. It's our apple tree with the roses that grow up it, and there's a weed tree in there too. Okay, I need to go this way, George. I know, but I'm trying to make a video. And we need to see if we can find Miss Gina. Tail feathers are coming in beautifully. Okay. Hi, handsome. I know. Can I go this way? He likes to block the path. He's not aggressive. He just likes to block the path. Alright, so this is the back of the turkey coop. Got that for ventilation. They got a window where the roost is so they can look out. But it's covered for the winter. We put that up. This is, this is our butcher station. Woo! On this side, this is for the rabbits. This is the ringer. It's a cervical dislocator. We got a carpet for the rabbits to gain purchase with their feet so they don't scrabble around and freak out too much. We have this little kennel that we put around the butcher station because otherwise the chickens will be in there bugging us the whole time. There's the butcher hanger thingy and a shelf to put stuff on. We're going to put a magnetic strip up there actually so that the knives and stuff can be stuck to it instead of onto the shelf. Now we've got 2 levels here. This one is up high for my husband who is 6'3", and then this one is down low for shorter people. So we can move this down to here if someone shorter is helping with the butchering. Okay, that's the section I was talking about letting the birds into occasionally. Alright, so come around over here. And he's still blocking the path over there. Alright, this is a turkey coop. It needs to be cleaned out. You know, we do clean it out, but it hasn't been cleaned out today. So all the feathers from molting. We got a roost at mid-level. We used to have one up high, but George would get hurt jumping down. So, and we originally had a roost that was a lot thinner. It was only a 2x2 instead of a 2x4, and it kept bowing. We ended up putting in a bare board and putting in a 2x6 to support it. And it doesn't bow anymore. It does much better. Alright, so these are blueberry bushes. And the other side of the apple tree. Alright, that is the rabbit shed. Over here is the rabbit tractors. We're not really using them right now. Before we had the ducks and the turkeys, we had a lot more grass, and we could put the rabbits out on that, but now they just are in the shed, and we bring them vegetables from the garden instead. This is our grapes. Alright, so with our rabbit shed, we have a board we put down in front of it because once the rains start, this is just a soppy mess. And this is just a board we got for free that was put out with some pallets. I've got an old bathtub here. We put compost stuff in there sometimes, and the chickens get in there and they mix it all around, and then we end up with some nice dirt for the garden. Okay, we've got this. It's on a pulley system. When the weather turns cold, we pull it up and close it. If we have windstorms that are really bad, we pull it up and close it. If it rains sideways, which it does sometimes here, we'll pull it up and close it too. We've got our rabbit-proof, not rabbit-proof, we've got our rat-proof, bug-proof screen that just slides into the door here. Hi bunnies! Got our rabbit shed. Here's Miss Ruby. She's got an abscess right now that we've been treating. She seems to be recovering pretty well. Okay, kind of hard to see in here, but I'll come out. Well, you've seen rabbit videos, I'm sure. But we've got, well, when we're at maximum capacity, we have 18 cages. Right now, we've only got rabbits in 13 cages. But when we have the grow outs, which we don't have any right now, we have 18. So, yeah, everybody has their own fan. When the weather cools off, those will go, those will be put away. But for now, that's our rabbit shed set up. Okay, guys, you're gonna have to move. Move. And, okay, and our shelf here, keep the rabbit waters. We bring it out in gallons, and then we've got a scale, a box to weigh them in, a rabbit med kit, and other things on the bottom shelf that randomly end up out here. Okay, over here's the other blueberry bush. This was our original duck coop when we only had 4 ducks, but that was several years ago. And then it became a feeding station. And then it became a dust bathing area for a while, and now it's a feeding station again because of the rain that's starting up again. Alright. Hey, Mr. George. Oh, there's Gina. She's under there. He's very protective of her, so we'll come through here and get a good picture of her. Hopefully. Miss Gina? Oh, there's all the rose hips. No, we won't get a good picture of her. Oh well. Oh, hey, there she is. There's Miss Gina. Beautiful girl. Okay, under here is just an egg laying area. They have, they like it under there. This is one of the chicken coops. They don't like to lay their eggs in here. This, although, there's a couple today. But usually they don't like to lay their eggs in the actual coop. It irritates them for some reason. Okay, here's our other apple tree. This has 5 varieties on it. This chicken coop's designed to clean out really easily. You just take the hoe and scrape the stuff into the buckets, and then we take the buckets over to the compost bin. Alright, so I'm gonna go back here. That's one of our compost bins. That's another apple tree. It didn't bear any fruit this year. And go back to this corner, and the other rest of the rabbit tractors and a couple spare cages. Lots of PVC pipe that we're not currently using for anything. This is the other chicken coop. This is usually the one we use for meat birds. It needs a major cleaning. But we've got a couple shelves on this side and lots of roosts. Not really that exciting. And come around in the back. And these are the neighbor's plum trees, and she lets us harvest all of those. And in this section here, we will replant in clover when the rains get a little bit more consistent and block it off. And we'll do that here and along here. And then once it gets clover, then we'll let the birds into it to have forage. We do have to plant our forage in segments. But most of the time they just get supplemented from the garden because you know how chickens are on a yard, they just tear it up. So that pretty much is the homestead tour. I hope that gives a better idea of the layout. And I will I don't know if I'll be making too many more videos yet. We'll see how my body reacts to having this long walk today.